Hey, everyone, remember that time when Biden said he wouldn't push mandatory vaccines? Lies! Wazang-a-lang and salutations, my lovely little lunatics. It's me, friendly internet psychopath insanity, here with my co-host Bob.
Hello.
And today, on the Insane Report, Biden does what Biden does and uses executive orders that are unconstitutional in order to get his way because he knows better than you and you're useless. Go back to your little hole, you worthless American citizen, you.
It really is that bad, isn't it?
Oh, yes. But before we jump into it, make sure to shake the like and subscribe button for more insanity. Also, follow us on Locals,
Rumble,
Mine,
and PocketNet.
Anywho. So, yes. So, Biden has now set up a 6-part plan to mandate vaccines or weekly tests.
And as we all know, we all have time for us to go out every single week to get tested.
And if you don't, it's $14,000 fine for every single infraction on the company.
Yeah, this is a vaccine mandate.
But the leftists say it's not a vaccine mandate because you can go get tests.
At the same time, they're the kind of people that are upset about the Texas abortion bill, but then also are perfectly fine with this.
Yep. Anywho, we're just gonna jump right into it. Wha-bam! From the Daily Mail, Biden breaks his promise not to mandate vaccines. President announces sweeping federal requirements for as many as 100 million Americans after repeated claims COVID shots wouldn't be made compulsory. On Thursday, Biden announced sweeping vaccine rules affecting 100 million. It is a reversal from prior vows from him and the White House not to order shots. In December, Biden said of the vaccination, "I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand it to be mandatory."
Well, he's a politician. What can you expect?
If a politician doesn't go back on what they promised, they wouldn't be a politician. In July, Jen Psaki said a mandate is not the role of the federal government. Oh, you love the hypocrisy. Now the Labor Department will force many employers to require vaccines. Hospitals and businesses with more than 100 employees fall under the rules. Which, once again, that's where I work. We have well over 100 employees altogether.
Yeah, but we're in Texas.
So it's not going to happen. All federal employees also must get vaccinated within 75 days or be fired. Oh, you have a medical exemption? Doesn't matter. Oh, you have a religious belief exemption? Doesn't matter. Because we don't live in the United States anymore. We live in authoritarian utopia.
Or Australia.
Not as bad as Australia. Biden remarks come as CCP19 cases continue to rise due to the Delta variant, which we'll get to that later. But he is accused now of flip-flopping after violating his earlier vows. Once again, he's a politician. What can you expect? Continuing on. Here's the whole thing. Biden orders private companies with over 100 employees to mandate vaccines and strict testing regimes or face $14,000 fines for violations in bids to get shots in 100 million workers. Once again, this continues on from where we left it. President Joe Biden, yes, private sector. Labor Department has issued a temporary order to require all businesses with 100 or more employees to have them vaccinated or tested weekly. Hey, you, individual who works 9 to 5 all the time, has kids, has stuff you have to do. Oh no, you didn't get that 1 week test? Well, then you can't come into work until you get a test again, or you're going to be fired because your company can't deal with you not being there. This also involves individuals who work remotely. Let that settle in. You work from home, doesn't matter. Got to be tested every week. Or you could just get the vaccine. And yeah, this ain't a vaccine mandate from what the left is saying. Yeah, that's so stupid. He also announced a ramp up in testing using the Defense Production Act to accelerate the production of rapid tests. Biden ordered all federal workers to be vaccinated, a part of a series of new mandates he'll push in a major speech on the CCP pandemic. Workers will not be given an option of testing out. You can't do it. Too bad. Sorry. There will be limited exemptions, but any federal employee who refuses the shot can be fired. White House Press Secretary Psaki said Thursday. Federal employees in the country have 75 days to get vaccinated. People ain't taking this lying down, though.
Oh, hell no. Especially with all the stuff that's going on with parents now.
Yes, luckily the Republicans are finally standing up to this garbage.
Well, they kind of did already.
But now they're actually standing up, like, before, like, oh, no, all the gun stuff. Now finally we're not fighting to stop them. We're fighting to go, hell no. Furious Republicans tear into Biden's unconstitutional, insane, and coercive vaccine mandates. RNC vows to sue as governors and members of Congress prepare their own legal challenges. Biden directed the Labor Department to issue a temporary order to require all businesses with 100 employees. We talked about that. Republican lawmakers and governors blasted the announcement as unconstitutional and un-American within minutes of its unveiling because it is. This is authoritarian to the nth degree. A single individual goes, nope, this is what we're doing now. Too bad if you don't like it. Too bad if it ruins your life. We don't care. Some Republican lawmakers are already threatening legislation to stop it. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem threatened to mount a legal challenge. Biden also announced a ramp-up in testing using the Defense Protocol Act, which we talked about. And, of course, the federal workers should be vaccinated. Have at it. We are playing for real here. Biden takes on Republicans threatening to overturn his vaccine mandates and attacking them for being cavalier with kids' health at the speech with Jill. I'm sorry, but here's the whole thing. Older people are still the ones who are horrifically going to have to deal with this. And I'm sorry, Joe. You can stay in your little hole in the ground if you're so afraid. Anyone who sits there telling me I have to get the vaccine, despite the fact that multiple doctors have told me I cannot get the vaccine, that's your fault. I don't care. Go live in your hole. I'm not giving up my life for a vaccine that doesn't stop me from getting and or spreading it. Once again, the CDC has said it doesn't stop you from getting sick. It doesn't stop you from passing it on. All it does is keep you from dealing with really, really bad symptoms. And I am in a place where physically I don't need to. Sorry about that. I don't need to take the vaccine. I am in a place where, as I have said, multiple doctors have said, it'd be easier on you if you got COVID than get the vaccine because I have certain problems that we don't know what the vaccine will do. Once again, I'm not a doctor. Talk to your doctor about it. Continuing on. Biden blasted Republican critics a day after announcing sweeping mandates for federal employees, contractors, not people who the federal government actually employs full-time, but people that they call in. And businesses of more than 100 people. The RNC and several Republican governors have vowed to sue. Biden accused the GOP governors of being cavalier with the health of these kids. Hasn't it come out that teenage boys are actually more in trouble with the vaccine?
Actually, yes.
So they're more likely to have heart trouble with the vaccine. And then once again, these are people who are in such a minute, it's less than 1%, usually like 0.5. God. He said Thursday, many of us are frustrated with 80 million unvaccinated Americans who are overcrowding our hospital. That's not happening. It's not happening anywhere to the degree it was. Like, what was it, that recent thing about the kid who died of COVID? They was like, he's an average 16-year-old kid. No, he was morbidly obese. His mom had diabetes. He probably had diabetes as well. He said a quarter of the population was causing a lot of damage. Yeah, you politicians. People like you, Biden. And Antifa.
And BLM.
Yes. COS Ronald Klain retweeted MSNBC's anchor Stephanie Rule Thursday, calling the new rule the ultimate workaround. because he can't actually do anything. He's just like with the eviction moratorium. It may not be legal, but by the time they do something, it'll be too late. They're grabbing at power because they know in 2022 they will be ripped from the seat of power because people can't deal with this any longer. Sure, Twitter and all those idiots are screaming, but most people are getting sick of this. Republican lawmakers, including Senator Ted Cruz, criticized the tweet. Biden ordered all federal workers, once again, to be vaccinated. He'll push in a major speech on the CCP pandemic. Workers will not be given an option of testing out. There will be limited option, once again, blah, 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 blah. But now let's go to this. This is from Politico, by the way. New CDC studies point to waning immunity from vaccines. This is why you're going to have to be taking boosters every 5 to 8 months. The publication of studies comes a week after the agency released its first 3 reports on the vaccine efficacy. Blah. 2 new studies from the CDC and prevention show fully vaccinated Americans' immunity to CCP19 is waning as more transmittable Delta variants continue to spread across the country. It's not ending. It's not going to end. It is the new flu. Oh, well. Deal with it. But they want you to have a vaccine mandate card. They want you to be fired from your job, not have benefits, not have anything if you don't bend the knee and do as they tell you to. COVID vaccines won't end pandemic, and officials must now gradually adapt strategy to cope with inevitable spread of virus. This is from the World Health Organization. The WHO officials warn. WHO's Europe director says jabs will not end the pandemic due to new variants. So why do I have to get the vaccine if this is not going to do anything? Why, when doctors tell me it could cause me harm, are you demanding that I get it?
Well, it's because they just want power and they want you to bend the knee.
Well, it ain't gonna happen. And this is another reason why we will not give up our guns. They could come out tomorrow and say, hey, all of your guns, they're all illegal. Every single one of them. And it would be the end of civil society. That would be the end of the United States. And this is pushing it towards it because you can't do this. You cannot pull this stuff out of your butt and then try to shame us saying, oh, the kids, when it's not statistically proven for that. Parents are now, a school because they had too many people yelling at them and saying, hey, we don't like what you're doing with our kids. They're now going only virtual stuff because they're afraid. Parents are done with this. A good portion, the average American is done with this. They have awoken the sleeping giant, and in 2022, they will be screwed because they are now grabbing as much power as possible, which is only making it far worse. Far, far worse for them. Because, once again, they know they're screwed. They're going to grab everything they can, which makes everyone hate them more. And, of course, you've got then the people coming out screeching their heads off, saying how evil we are for not wanting or not being able to take the vaccine. And they say, we're going to kill them. I was like, no, we won't. You will die of a heart attack and a brain aneurysm of stupid long before we have anything to do with your death. But, oh boy, I am so done with this. Because once again, I'm so glad I live in Texas where this is just like, nah, we're not going to do this.
Yeah, because honestly, the new job we just got, we wouldn't be able to keep because they have over 100 employees.
And yeah, I'm not getting tested every week. Sorry, screw you. That's not happening. Try and push all the decrees you want. Biden, it ain't going nowhere. All you're going to do is make more and more normal people stand up and go, I can't just not deal with this anymore. Most Americans want to be able to live their own life and be left alone. But now you made it so we can't do that anymore. So we're going to take the problem out at the root. Anywho, that's the end of this little video. If you like this video, then shake the like button and subscribe for more.
Insanity.
And I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.